I got a friend which keeps telling me that the Tree of Liberty needs to be watered with the blood of the patriots. And that same guy is now laughing that the French are protesting again. And I'm like, well, isn't this what you wanted? Like, this is what you would consider a healthy democracy, isn't it? Like, why are you making fun of them? But anyway, right, let's talk about why they're upset now. Because, yes, they do get upset quite often lately. In France, they are trying to pass a reform regarding pensions for old people. And I looked at the reform. Some of them seem to be more common sense than others, but I think like the main problem, which is what upsets a lot of individuals, is that they are trying to push back the age of retirement. In other words, they are trying to make it so that the people who have paid into the system probably never receive their pension, because the government says, well, hopefully you'll die before you get to that age, so we won't have to pay you. And of course people want to be paid, because it's not free money, it's not free gifts. They paid their entire life in order to get this pension. Right? Like you don't have a choice, you can't opt out. So yeah, like they're really upset that the government is trying to take that away from them. Now, the normal democratic way that laws are passed in many European countries, French included, is that you get to select a person that represents you in parliament. Right? So you vote for representatives in parliament. And those are the will of the people. And those are the ones that pass legislation. However, France, in their constitution, have Article 49.3, which allows for the government to pass laws. Right? So they're taking away that power from the parliament, and instead the government, which is not directly elected by the people, the government passes the law instead. And this exists so that when there's an emergency, like when there's something that needs to be passed right away, it doesn't go through the parliament. There's no yay or nay votes on it. It just passes. Like imagine if in the United States, the Green New Deal wouldn't be voted in the House of Senate and Legislative. It would be just Biden going, all right, I'm invoking this constitutional article, and the Green New Deal passes. The infrastructure bill passes. Right? That's kind of how it is in France. And normally, the government doesn't invoke Article 49.3. Macron has invoked it a lot lately. And this time, it really upset people because the controversial pension reform was actually being discussed in Parliament, and they were supposed to vote on it, but I assume they noticed that the vote won't pass, so they invoked Article 49.3. And people in Parliament were obviously upset. They said that this is a mockery, because this is not how democracy is supposed to work, right? So, like, you allow the Parliament to vote on it, to make it seem like it's the will of the people, and if it passes, then, oh, well, it's democratic. I mean, we voted on it. But if it doesn't pass, then you invoke Article 49.3. So you basically, like, step in. And the people in Parliament started singing the French national anthem. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so what if they were singing the French national anthem in the French Parliament? Do you know what the French national anthem is? Like, let me sing it to you so you can understand. Arise, arise, children of the fatherland. Our day of glory has arrived. Against us the bloody flag of tyranny, it is raised. The bloody flag is raised. Do you hear it in the countryside? The roar of those ferocious soldiers, they're coming right into your arms to cut the throats of your sons, you comrades. To arm citizens, form your battalions. Let's march, that their impure blood should water our fields. This is called La Marseillaise, I believe it's pronounced. I understand that the translations into English fail to encompass the soul of the poet that wrote this. It's not very accurate, but it is close enough, right? So they were singing this into the French Parliament today. They usually don't sing this. At least not the politicians, right? Apparently, as you can see, the French national anthem with the lyrics about watering the field with blood is a little bit controversial. Not a lot, a little bit. In the United States, it would probably be considered hate speech. But yeah, so as I was saying, this was sparked due to the fact that they invoked Article 49.3 a few minutes before of the vote. Because they knew that if the vote passes, that people would have been even more outraged. I mean, if the vote happened, then I assume that they knew they wouldn't win. So now, Marie Le Pen reacted with fury. Right? So she's going to propose a vote of no confidence, which is something that they can do when this Article 49.3 is being invoked. Basically, the law passes, but the parliament can say, well, we have no more confidence in the government. So they're going to try to vote. They did this several times in the past. It didn't work. Chances are it may work now. I doubt it, though, because if the government knew that it can fail the vote of no confidence, they would probably not push for Article 49.3. But the reality is that they may not actually have money to pay for the pensions in the future, especially during this time of economical problems. So this is why they're actually doing this reform. They borrowed a lot of money. They have a lot of debt, like many other countries in the world. And now they can't pay for the elderly. So they're thinking, okay, well, let's set the pension a little bit higher. Hopefully they die before they reach that age and we don't have to pay them. Now, what's interesting is that the communist leader, yes, there is a communist party in France, had a statement to make. The government is not worthy of our Fifth Republic, of French democracy. Until the very end, Parliament has been ridiculed, humiliated. Fabien Roussel, head of the French Communist Party, said. So now you have Le Pen, far right, and the far left, being, yeah, Macron sucks. The interesting thing is that regardless of who would go into power, whether it is Le Pen, or this guy. Never heard about this gentleman before, but apparently he exists. The head of the Communist Party in France, right? If he was in power, all of them have to do the same thing. Like, they have to figure out a way to stabilize the economy. So if they don't want to take money away from the elderly, they have to take money away from someone else. Perhaps increase taxes. I don't know. Like, that's also another possibility. But I guess the last time they tried to increase taxes, they increased taxes on gas. And I remember Paris was burning. Yellow vests. Not good. But it is what it is. Like, a lot of countries in Europe have done this in the past. They promise free shit. They go into power. They make a loan. And they hope that by the time the loan has to be repaid, they won't be in power anymore. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.